Is Mike Sullivan. I'm a former IRS agent and teaching instructor. Welcome to my YouTube station. I have a whole team of former IRS agents, tax attorneys, and CPAs, enrolled agents on staff. We just specialize in IRS tax resolution. I worked for IRS. I worked over 10,000 cases. These are very short videos. I give you everything that you need to know, and you call me, you talk to me, and I just give someone the case, whoever I think is best suited. Let me tell you about IRS tax debt forgiveness. I worked at IRS for a decade. I wasn't an enforcement. I used to send out levies and seize homes. And I was one of those bad guys who really did all that. So let me tell you about IRS tax debt forgiveness and how everything works. There's only one way to settle an IRS tax debt, and that's through the offer and compromise program. It bothers me because there's so much marketing and advertising going on. It drives me nuts. People tell us about this Fresh Start program. God, the program's been around 8 years. It did nothing. Very few people were affected by it. People come up with these new ways, new solutions. Here's another good one. IRS forgives billions of dollars a year in taxes. Sure they do, but they don't tell you that that's because the statute of limitations has expired on cases, and they have to give that up. So that company didn't do that, but they make you believe, in fact, that they did that, and that's not the case. Only the offer and compromise will actually reduce your tax debt. There's other ways your tax debt can go away. You can file a Chapter 7 bankruptcy if your taxes are 3 years old. The statute of limitations can kind of run out on it. So the last one is the offer and compromise. That's how you settle your debt. I used to accept offers at IRS. I used to accept them. I denied them. Peter Salinger on my office actually has reviewed for the government 3,500 offers and compromise. I do not know two people that have worked more offers and compromise than Peter Salinger and myself. We're experts in this. But I want to tell you about, I'm not trying to sell myself. I want to just tell you about the two phases of the offer that you have to be suspect about. IRS, first of all, if you have the money to pay the tax or equity in things and you don't want to give it to them, IRS is not going to accept your offer. People call me, they have equity in a house, they don't want to give it to IRS. IRS isn't going to accept your offer. You're going to have to pay IRS. IRS will file a lien. So know that from the start. Don't get caught up with a company telling them they can settle your debt, because it's really just not true. Once again, if you have the money that's tied up to pay the tax and you just don't do it, IRS isn't going to accept your offer. Save your money. IRS is going to drill down on two things. Understand what those two things are. IRS is going to drill down on your income and expenses. And what you have to know is the big aha in this is IRS limits your expenses. And if you want to know how much limit they goes, when you pull up the financial statement, you're going to put down all your expenses. But in the areas of food and clothing, housing and utilities, car expenses, and car operation, go to the IRS national standards, and you will find out that IRS is going to take what you put and severely reduce those, making more money for the IRS. The other thing they're going to do is they're going to look at your assets and they're going to try to create a high value, but you're going to have to document a low value. What IRS does when they accept the offer, they weight both of those, and they have a formula that they come up with to say this is the number. It's not a judgment. It's not a percentage. It's based on what you have left over at the end of the month, according to IRS, and what the value of your assets are. So we've done this a lot of times. Don't file an offer and compromise. Listen to me. Unless you're speaking to an attorney, CPA, or enrolled agent, why? Those are the only people that can represent you for Internal Revenue Service. Like I said, I have worked thousands of IRS cases. If you need us, call us, but don't get ripped off by a company. Please listen to the video. And also, if you're going to file your own, write a cover letter. Write a 1.5-page cover letter. Separate yourself from everyone else. It goes a long way. Thank you so much for listening. Give me a subscription. Leave comments, questions. Subscriptions are helpful to me. Thank you so much.